painted last week.
Interesting. You're right there. All right, what are you doing? You gotta be right at that one, yeah. How's your puppies doing?
Good, good. No problems at all. You're just,
I saw a picture on Facebook today when Ken was a baby.
Yeah.
So cute.
He is. He was a good boy. Those two
Puppies are so cute.
Aren't they? Yeah.
No, I'm not allowed in the pet store because I can't go in the pet store without taking at least one or two of them home. So I'm banned from the pet store.
Yeah. Know what you mean there. Let's see. We got a few minutes here yet. Here, I was running late. No, we don't. We should be starting. Where the hell is everybody?
Is it just me again? Oh no.
Oh no, I don't know. Missing everybody from England. We're missing all of our East Coast girls. Yeah.
Nice picture.
Oh. You know, maybe they got an early Valentine's Day weekend or something. Who knows?
Well, you're not going to
we'll
do it for one of them. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. We got time. We'll give them a few minutes and stuff. We can talk. You know, it's no big deal. Just the way things are going.
I saw Mary Beth this week.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Yeah. Everybody seems like...
I had lunch this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she says hi. She brought you cookies, finally. On time.
Yeah, finally. No, she brought me cake.
Yeah,
Frozen
that was an
cake.
accident. You're supposed to give me the cookies.
Me German cake instead. She said she was bringing me her cookies, but no, it turned out to be German chocolate cake. So she's probably going, kicking herself, going,
I think she grabbed the wrong one.
She did. You know, so that's the way things go. Yeah. Anyway, so it could be just you and me, and everybody's gonna have to watch this later. I guess no one really wants to paint this one, maybe.
You can't do a class for one person. That's not fair.
Well, I have to do. No, I do have to do it because then they can watch it. Then some people said they couldn't make it, but they catch the video. So one way or another, we're doing it, right? So anyway, good to see you at least here, Cindy.
Oh yeah. Thank you for these classes. It's wonderful.
No worries. So just for everybody else out there, I guess, when they see this or when they come in, we'll get going on this. I got a few things yet. Yeah, they'll come in a little bit later. This is what we did last week. Remember this one, Cindy?
Oh yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little wild flower. Or well, they're not really. They're all the same flower, but they are wild. In this nice little scene with a nice little lighting and little landscape and stuff. So it was fun to paint. So I thought we'd try it again this week. And, but, this is Mackinac Island. When I did my residency up there, art residency up there, I was out traveling, walking all over the place. And this is one of the little scenes where you see the Mackinac Bridge back there.
Yep.
And then just a nice little fence scene. They have these all over the place. I mean, flowers up there, they just grow. It's like a tropical island during the summer. I can see why a lot of people go there. Yeah, everything's really pretty pristine, pretty clean. A lot of, guys out there, the horses go walk down the streets and just let their business fall. And you got guys coming around right behind them, shoveling it in. Oh, I feel sorry for those guys. They didn't want, for some reason, they didn't want their picture taken either. I don't know why. So we'll go through this. I'm going to pull it up. Yeah. I'll pull this one up.
There on our honeymoon. That was the last time we were there, but it's just magical. Yeah.
It is magical. It is pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Let me see if I might. Let me check this out. I think I might have not have. Yeah, it didn't show up here yet. I gotta grab it off my email. I sent you guys. Just 1 second here. Everybody can see all my stuff. I don't know if you guys can. Here it is to everybody. You just gotta download it. I don't want to download. Come on. Uh-oh. I lose you, Cindy?
I just see a cat. Picture of a cat.
Okay. So something, I don't know what happened here. All of a sudden, my internet's gone really, really slow. So just going to take a second here. This thing's downloading like forever. Wow. Come on. Anyway, just you and me, so we can trim all this out. Everybody can just speed forward through this. Uh-oh. You finally got taken care of all the animals, huh?
I did. I still have my pajama bottoms on, though.
That's okay. I'm not even wearing pants. I'm not even wearing pants, so that's okay. No one sees that stuff. We could paint,
I know, it's like, those people doing the news. Who knows what's below the desk? We don't know.
We don't want to know. That's what.
Oh, geez. Okay, let me just, one of those days, just trying to, there you go. I think I saved the image. Jesus. Back to you guys. Here we come. You guys see the cat still? Is the cat still up?
No, I see you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good to know, because I was just searching through my emails trying to get this photo and pull it up here so we can go through it. Again, this is from Mackinac Island when I was there doing my art residency there a couple of years ago. Beautiful place. Yeah, this is really. I mean, this is, the lighting and stuff was pretty magical. I was doing a lot of plein air while I was there, but not plein airing. I was taking tons and tons of pictures. So this is just one of them. I have, of course, one of them. Got plenty of them. Let me see. Okay, so this is what we see. Like I was saying, this is the bridge back there. You can see some seagulls flying. Tons of seagulls. you know, just how that long and expansive that bridge is. Goes all the way across the, what was that, Lake Michigan or Huron? They're going across. I think it's Huron up there, Great Lakes. Yeah, this little girl, I mean, you're not supposed to swim or anything. They don't really have any beaches on this island. So she's just barely wading in, but I mean, it goes straight pretty down very fast, I must say. So, and it's pretty rocky. They put a lot of really heavy gravel in there. So it's not really too pleasant on the bottom of your feet. Yeah, she just walked into the scene. When I took the shot right before she walked in. There were some people, her parents and stuff were also in the scene, but I was able to trim them out and clean it up just to make it her. I think it was more just, they were in a really kind of a weird spot in this photo. They were over in here and in between the trees, and just like, you know, caused a lot of going back and forth, you know, and it just didn't feel right. So I just got rid of them. Sorry, little girl. But, you know, I think it makes for a little bit more powerful, simpler image and stuff. The rocks and stuff are pretty much not too much. I mean, they're not like anything fancy. The flowers are better. There's lots of flowers on here. These roses are really good. And the trees are nice. They have a nice lean to them. You know, we do have a little bit of a wave. That helped. You know, that would be kind of boring without the wave. That really kind of helps, you know, kick her out really nice. You know, silhouettes her out of there. So we should have no problems getting her to read. You know, I really like the shadow colors. You know, you got these really kind of blue green shadows on the fence and stuff. A lot really close to what we'll be painting here. So you're going to probably find a lot of these really close, you know, turnover of colors right there. I mean, not turnovers, but you're going to get be able to use the same colors over here too. Basically the sky, you know, it's, you know, nice aqua kind of color sky. Again, nothing too tough. We got some beautiful little clouds going on in here. I tell you, the weather changed really quickly up there though too. I mean, the clouds would come in real quick and then just leave. You know, it was very interesting to see. I mean, just to see how fast they'd come in. Let's see. We got this, you know, up here, you see the tops of the trees. Okay. I don't know. You probably can't see it, but in here, there's a little bit of funk going on in the sky. That's because these trees were down to here at one point. And being down to there, they were about the same, you know, basically the same width as the grass. So we had basically two big green stripes, one in the bottom, one at the top. So you can't have this. I didn't want to have them that much green going on in here. So I really kind of pushed up this tree and figured that I would push it up probably more in the painting. But I want to make sure I didn't, you know, I didn't want to do too much extra work because it would look funky for you guys. So I just kind of left it, moved it up only about a half inch or so. But you can just see the gradation of the sky over here really nicely. I mean, you can see how dark it gets to how light it gets towards the horizon. And then we got the pinks and purples after that, which are nice. Okay, one thing about this distance, you know, we're going to be trying to get distance. I mean, this is the thing, as you can see this is lower Michigan over here. This is upper Michigan over here. You can just see that even the land at this point is really, you know, very grayed back. You can barely tell that's a green from that blue of the water. And that bridge, we're going to be putting in at the end. Look at it. It's very blurry. It's nothing. There's some cars. You see, those are cars, probably trucks on the bridge going across. You know, you can't paint those guys too dark. You can't paint the stuff too dark. I mean, you want to give it away, but also you want to keep it in its place spatially. So you got to have a lot of blues in that line. Like I said, I'm going to put that in at the end, and I'm just going to throw it in with the knife. I'll probably put in all these bridge tops here too with the knife. They have a slight lean, but not much. And then you got the wires too holding up, you know, how they drip down there. So, okay. So that works pretty good. I like how I want to do is really kind of just clump things together and clump the greens together. So I'll be doing a lot of these greens at the same time, right? We'll be doing the blues, the water to the sky should all be able to come out of the same type mixes. Even this fence should be able to come out of this, same mix. Yeah, we'll be able to get pretty much everything. The whites we got here in this one area here. Should be able to get. They should, they're all gonna have a nice relationship because of the sun and stuff. They're really getting hit by they're not far apart, so there's not a whole lot of color change between them. But the intensity, so basically, yeah, you got a little bit cooler whites here, but then you got the light on the rocks, of course, more yellow. These guys over here, different types of rock. There's more flagstone. They are going to take a little more grayer a light. That should be interesting to do. But also, in the shadow areas, you're definitely going to get a little bit more of that blue, purples and stuff. So that's one of the things to think about when we do these guys. You could, in fact, it might even be better, instead of going this dark, maybe we go to more of a mid-tone value. Maybe you go into something a little bit darker than the fence colors here, and use that as a value, as a blue green or something back there, instead of going so dark. That way, when this gets toned down a little bit, it'll all be about her. And these guys look really great, but they won't be jumping out at us because this contrast between this shadow and these greens really, draw your eye, pull you in here. Where she's still a little bit small, but she does pop. I mean, because she is against white. But this area here is kind of drawing my attention a little bit too much. So I think when we do this, instead of doing it so dark, shadowy with which we can always go back and put in, but if we want to, but tone it up, play with it. But I'm going to keep it a little down, a little bit lighter than it is. So look, it's going to look like, I think, a little postery, look like an old timey poster, a little bit more flat color. I think that would be kind of cool right there. I think, that's the way I'm going to go about it. But yeah, I was talking about the water here a little bit. The gradation of purple to green, light green, well, more aqua, but then you got this green on top of it. And that's really the only things. You don't see really any highlights except for except for this area here at the bottom. And those highlights are still not even that strong. We're not going to let them be as strong as they are. We're going to push those guys back, probably put a little more pink in those greens and those whites and stuff, because they just jump out at you right now, being white. So I'm going to push them back, probably with pinks and yellows and blues. Pretty much what we're going to do everywhere. Okay, any questions? Well,
Nope.
you guys are good. See, there we go. All right, well, let's head over to our palette. Here we go. Oops, cancel. Boy. Okay, I don't want just. There we go.
You got more people too, Jim.
What's that?
You got more people.
Yay, finally, they're showing up. I knew they'd show up. A lot of times I'm always worried that I gave out the wrong link,
Oh, yeah.
No one shows up because I gave out the wrong link. Nothing new. I don't think I've done, yeah, okay, I probably have done that a few times. But anyway, here we go. What we got here? Palette, pretty much my normal palette. Titanium white, cad yellow light, some cad red, cad orange. I do have a little ochre out, and this is just regular ochre again. This is Terra Rosa I have out. I ran out of my Venetian and my oxide red, so I'll be using Terra Rosa today. Which is, pretty much that color right there. I use there, it's just a warm red. Alizarin Crimson or Rose Madder Deep, if you are Rembrandt colors. Cobalt Blue Hue by Utrecht. Phthalo Blue Green. And I got some King's Blue out today. Brushes again, my big brush. This will do 3/4 of the work. The way this thing holds up together and stuff, that line right there will come in really handy for putting in all the slats in this fence at the end. Just between that and this guy, I should be able to do all the slats really quickly at the end. So don't worry about the slats. There is a certain little pattern at the top of the fence they use over there, but don't worry about it. We're going to take care of that quickly and easily. So no problem. So I got some synthetics, then I have some bristles, and another synthetic, and then I have my paint eraser, of course. You never know when you might need that. All right. Put you guys over here for now. All right, colors again. Looking at this, let me pull up my monitor. Where I get the right colors. Colors in this one aren't too bad. They're pretty good. I was just talking about maybe at the end there. Sorry, I got to clean off the oil off my palette here. I'll get it all over this photo. One of the only things I ever clean in my house, my palette. Pretty sad. Okay. Colors and stuff we're going to be looking at. Definitely going to look at these darks first. I am going to keep it in a cooler shadows because it's such a warm light. You can just see the shadows, how blue they are. You can always see that like in snow or on white. You can see the blue shadows. And that's really what's going in here too. These greens, really the blue and the green kind of cancel each other out, the blues, and so the red shows up. out of that. So let's get busy on those colors. Get these dark. We're not going to paint her till the end and stuff. So at least I'm not. I'm going to get everything in, and then I'll scrape her out and drop her in. She shouldn't be that big a deal. Let's go for these. Got to go for the darks, and then we'll go for the greens, and then we'll go for the blue greens, and then we'll go for the blues. So let's get these darks in. Definitely, like I said, I want to stay on the cooler side of these greens for now. So I'm gonna go with some phthalo green and alizarin together. Definitely, like I said, one on the red side. This might be really good for the girl and stuff, for doing her back and stuff, her dress, maybe. This is phthalo green and alizarin. It's going to be on the green side. I'm not going to put on a ton of red, so this is on the still, you can sort of see it on the green side. You can see that that's on a little bit darker and on the red side. Definitely after that, water's a big one. So we're really going to have two little things here too. So I'm putting out, again, phthalo green, small pile, regular pile, and then a small pile. But I'm going to put blue in these guys. So I'm put a lot of
Jim,
blue
sorry
in it.
to interrupt you so early on.
Yeah. No worries. What's up?
In the first pile, that's phthalo green and what?
Alizarin or
Alizarin.
rose madder.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, it's a cool red. I'm going with a cool red because I want these colors in here. There's really all the shadows I want to keep cool.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at. Maybe the grass color I'll probably change off a little bit, but not right now. So this one I'm trying to gonna keep it on the green side. And this one I'm gonna keep on the blue side. Might even have to go a little greener. And this one, maybe, just to really separate it out. All right. I'm also gonna do one more blues. Yeah, one more blue. And I'm gonna do Terra Rosa or Oxide Red if you have it, or Venetian, one of those reds with blue. This definitely could be her hair color. You get that little more red into it. I mean, you can barely tell it has a little bit of shine to it. So that's my one purple. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to make this one on the blue side. This I also am hoping to be able to go back farther in space. Back, it should be able to do a lot of this stuff. Okay. Last color I want to try, last two colors probably. It's going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be green, just a little bit of green, phthalo green, and cat orange. This is, well, that's a good cat orange. I mean, really, get a cat orange that can do that to a phthalo green. It's pretty good. I'm going to keep that there. This other one, I'm going to just put cat red in on the red side. Might just I'm going to split this orange pile a little bit I think that could go just a little bit greener. I don't mind it being a little orange and stuff, but it could go a little green. Same here. Let's do this too. This, split these piles. Make sure I have one on the green side, one on the red side, one on the orange side, one on the green side, type things. All right, that should do it. Those, yeah, I got reds. I got to do reds for roses and stuff like that. But I think bringing each one of these colors down and split these piles. Got to make very small piles when I split those guys up a little bit. These ones I'm definitely going to use a lot of white in. Going to bring these whites in. Going to go for this blue back in here, this mid value blue. So if you concentrate on it, it's pretty much a 7, yeah, 7-ish. So I'll bring these darker ones right here all up to about a 7 value by adding just enough white to each one. I don't want to, I just want to bring out the colors. So I start getting these blue purples. This is basically, as you can see, this is down here at 9 yet. So I'm going to bring in some more white. Pretty close. Okay. Same here. Whoop. Be a little bit more pile here.
My first one is really, really green, not purple like yours. My
Yeah,
younger
that
one-
means you don't have you. This is more green than that one's more. Yeah. So basically, the next one, at least make sure you have more alizarin in it. That's all it is. If you're getting a read of green, that means it just has, you need more alizarin in it.
Okay. I get it now, yeah.
Yeah, these guys, this is definitely, you can start to see where this kind of goes in the bottom here. This one should go up top above it, top in here. So this should be a lot of blue showing through here. And like I said, just two pretty small piles again. I'm just getting, should have been bigger piles. That's right about there. I want to get it, and then come down to that. So all these colors kind of go together. That one, I'm going to keep that one light because I'm kind of going to put it down in here. Now these colors, I'm hoping to get a few places out of. Oops, that's way too much white.
Sorry, Jim, what are those again? It's blue and what?
This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Terra Rosa in blue.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yep.
Jim, my Terra Rosa is by Daniel, whatever his name is, Smith or something. And it is so weird. And mine are coming out really different. I don't know whether I should add, mine are real brown, like it's chocolate brown.
Well, no, you got to, yeah, it probably has just a little bit, you might, probably has a little too much.
It's kind of rusty. It looks like rust color.
Yeah. That's sort of what this color is. It's really
Yeah,
rusty.
yeah, it is. It's just a little lighter, I think. I don't know what should I add, I guess. More
So
more
it's
blue.
yeah. Well, tell me again what color you kind of you say it's a dark brown.
Yeah, it looks like a Hershey bar brown on the first pile, which has more of the Terra Rosa in it. And the other
Okay,
one is a
that-
lighter milk chocolate.
Yeah. Add a little bit. Try it. Adding. It's hard if you add some blue to it.
Okay.
That might do it.
Okay.
If it's, and then you might add too much white too.
Okay.
So I'm trying to
Thank
get
you.
here, and I'm going to keep warming it up. So is it too warm or is it cool? Is it?
Mine are very warm.
Yeah, if they're warm, then you want to add the blue.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mine look
We'll
like
try that.
putty.
So
Yeah.
this should be able to get down in here.
Mine doesn't look like that either, Jim. Yours is kind of purpley looking. Mine is kind of putty looking.
We're
If
just
yours is, if yours putty, that means you pretty much have a perfect mix of red and blue with white. You got to push to one side or the other. Then you're gonna have to put a little more red in it, or you're gonna need to put more blue in it. That's all it is. You're probably right down the middle. This is definitely, I just was adding just a little more red to this color myself, and trying to get it just a little bit less purpley and a little bit more reddish color.
Feel
So
that you have better pictures than we do.
maybe.
there's
That could-
something.
Yeah. I mean,
And then I don't have any, my last ones that yours are green, mine are not green. I don't know what I did.
okay, those are,
I haven't had any coffee. I think that's my problem.
you can't see. I can't see. Yeah, maybe that's it. You put as soon as you get that coffee in you.
Yeah, I'll be getting going. I just made some, so I'm getting ready to caffeinate.
No worries. Well, what am I gonna? Yeah, these last ones. These are just Cad Orange and Phthalo Green. These two.
Okay.
What I'm looking for is this area here. Basically, I wanted to start off and be able to use these guys for this water area, and then these guys over here. These are Cad Red and Phthalo Green. These two.
Okay.
Those are going to be like into the trees and that kind of stuff, those mid-tones up there. But what I want to do with these last ones is just hit them with some Cad Yellow. Try some Cad Yellow into them. But I do need a couple brighter colors. So instead of adding white, I'm just going to add some Cad Yellow to them and try to go for the grass colors. So one's going to end up being really, pretty much there. I'll be able to use. The thing is, I just don't want to be able to using the same color in the trees as much. I mean, there are going to be a lot of speckles of green up here, but I want to keep most of those guys down here. So this color here, this is just phthalo green, Cad Orange, and now some Cad Yellow. Probably just going to bring in just a touch more Cad Yellow. Taking it easy on Cad Yellow because it usually gets such a strong color. I can start to get in here and get to these bottom areas. Same over here, but same thing again. I'm bringing in some Cad Yellow into these guys, these pieces. Should be able to do a lot of all my greens with all these guys. Probably missing what I'm missing here is I got some cool greens over here, which we're going to do the same thing to. We're going to get a few more greens with that. But I'm looking for kind of higher key greens too. These guys are pretty much up here around 3s. And they really, you know, you can start to see where they hit in the grass. So these ones with just a cad red and phthalo green with cad yellow in them really hit the spot really nicely. This brown, going to be some dead areas. There's definitely some dead areas here. Okay, so we're going to leave those guys really the way they are. These guys, I'm going to take a little bit of these greens. I really want to have a few other greens. We're almost there. We don't have much more to do. I'm just gonna steal a few of these. This is blue green. This is a alizarin. I'm going to put some cad yellow into each one of these guys too, just to broaden my green palette a little bit, just to so I need a couple like this right here. I need a little couple cooler greens where I got a lot of these are really kind of warm. So because they were built off of regular green with no blue in them. So when you get them one with a little bit more blue in them, you know, you get these other blue greens, which is, you know, the kind of things I need to do some of these flower leaves and some of these other areas. It really hits this part of that too. Okay, part of that wave back there maybe. You know, and then you get a couple up here. So I'll be using some of these darker ones for, you know, some of this area up in the trees and in the shadows. It's blue greens that I'm talking about over here, and these greens, anything I have phthalo green in, you probably be able to use down in here a little bit, but then hitting them again with this. I did talk about, you know, taking out the darkness in here a little bit in the shadows too. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Basically, all I have to do left to do is sky, a little bit of sky left. So, yes, gonna take these blue greens down here and these purples down here, and you really key them up to about probably right around 3s and right around a 3 value. We'll see. I'll just take them and put them over here. A little dark, but it pretty much hits the top part. So not bad. Let's go to the next. Boy, my piles. I better not need much more pink. Got a little light. So you can really see the green in it. You know, I figured that's going to mix with this blue a little bit on the palette, on the canvas, so it should be fine. And these guys, I was hoping these purples, purple gray purples, were going to be clouds. Not that one, but the next one. See, when you get that purple come out of there, that should be good. That should work. Definitely. All right. Also, these worked good for that. Also, I didn't really get the blue purple I needed for the clouds. So I'm going to go back here and go Liz, the Terra Rosa in blue coming down here. take those guys up to about a 3 too. They should be anyway. Not much, but I mean, it's gonna get into the rocks. I mean, these, it had a little more warmth in it, just a touch more red into it. It'd be beautiful for the rocks. Blue, purple, come on. A little more blue and I'll be there. See this? Sorry, I'm looking at this blue purple. It's kind of gray yet, so I'm trying to just push the blue up a little bit. What happens? You hear, you know, you go too dark, and then you'll have to come back down. If I add white, you'll be playing around forever. Just a little, gosh, maybe that one I should cut there. A lot of blue. Okay, I'm gonna really push this one up there. This is, there we go. And this would have been a good place, I was going to say, if I went too dark with this, you know, like I went too dark, you know, just over the top, too much blue in it, you know, for these guys. I would come back, instead of using white, I'd probably use some like King's Blue to bring it back a little bit. You know, keep bringing it back with King's Blue. That should work. One little thing I definitely would think about, I think I have the color here. That this is going to be the watercolor, right? Basically, a lot of the watercolor back there. I think if I just tone it out with a little purple, I'll probably be able to, well, let me see. That one's really close. That just needs more phthalo green. All right. The trees are definitely just going to come out of these guys up here. I'm not going to be doing anything too much. There's guys going to go in at the end anyway. I don't want them to even, I want to squint my eyes at those guys. I can see how dark they are, and that does help bring them forward, but I'm going to keep them pretty much toned back a little bit. I don't want them take over and stuff. So these darks and stuff I'll probably be pushing back. I just need a few lights. I think I'm kind of running a little low on how much light I have here. Basically, they're just going to come from these colors anyway. You know, take all these colors, purples, want some blues, want some purples, would be kind of pinkish. Take a couple yellow greens up, and a brown, red brown. Then I'm going to take these guys up to about 2s. So they're going to have a lot of white in them. Even higher than that. Just a little higher than that. Valley-wise. That'll help me get all this stuff in here too. And if they're at the same value, really high key like this, they'll be fine. Look, you can start to see, yeah, this is definitely, right here is a lot of the fence color right here. And that was, came from that ox blue and the alizarin mix on the alizarin side. And this color, I just figured this would be just a gorgeous color to have in here. I do really kind of need it when you do these things, just a beautiful pink. here. I wanted to get just this pink and that one, just a little more red in it. I can be able to use that on the rocks and stuff. Like I said, beautiful pink. So a little bit of alizarin in white. Be fit in here. Go with oxide red for this Terra Rosa in white too. That's just a warm pink. This might go really nice in that wave. So that's just Terra Rosa, a lot of white. Okay, we got flowers and we got the girl. Flowers are basically cad red mixed with alizarin. Mixes here. Heavy on alizarin, a little bit lighter on oxide, the cad red. Just a little bit of white in these guys, probably. Let these guys down, just add a little white. I'm gonna get a few different reds in here. I'm probably gonna get a few different ones when I mix on the palette. Probably get some purple ones, more purpley ones. You want to get some that feel like they're in the shade, so you add a little bit of blue to them. So I just took this piece of this purple I got here and just added just some of this cat red and alizarin mix here to it, just to get kind of a knockoff to put in there. That'll fall in the shade. It's not a huge thing about the flowers on this one, so we won't have to do a ton of work on those guys, but just to go from shade to sun, we want. The girl herself, it's pretty simple color wise. I go ochre and a little bit of this alizarin. A little bit more ochre, then hit it with white. You always get this red brown, which is almost Terra Rosa. Then when you add white, start to get that color, just a little bit more yellow, a little more white. Didn't mean to, because trying to keep a small pile. I'm going to keep it there and then just take over here a piece of it and just add a little more, maybe cad yellow to it because it's just not popping enough. Get a little warmth going in her. There, I'll do it. Like I said, she's just an arm or two. I'm going to paint there, you start to get that a little bit more white. Cad took over really quickly. But these are colors. Let me go through them again. Clean that on my hands. Okay. We start off with phthalo green and alizarin. And we brought them down to about a number 7 value with white. Here we have phthalo green and blues. This is on the green side. This is definitely on the blue side. Coming down with white to 7. Okay, this is Terra Rosa in blue here. Coming down to a number 4. This is on the red side, blue side. Here we want phthalo green and cad orange. This one is on the cad orange side. This is on the phthalo green side. And when you mix them down with yellow, which is a little cad yellow to them, you can really see the green pop out and sort of see the orange on that side. Over here we have cad red mixed with phthalo green. This is on the red side. This is on the green side. When you mix them with cad yellow down here, you can really see the red, the brown show through, the red show through here, and the green on that side. So they get really quite nice. I took these other greens over here, some phthalo greens with purple. Over here, some phthalo green with blues and greens here. And they hit them with cad yellow. This one's on the blue side, this on the green side. This is on the, well, this should be on the green side. That looks on the blue side. And that is on the, definitely on the purple side, mixed with yellow cad, which would make kind of a grayish green.
Okay.
Then I took all these other colors over here. We brought them down here, added white to them to bring them up to values because we needed another value change for some of these lighter areas. So we brought them up to about 3s and 4s because these guys are already pretty much right there. I mean, those guys are just by adding the yellow to them brought these guys way up in key. So took those guys, left them there, did a blue one here because I was thinking these guys are going to be for the sky, so they are going to be a lot lighter. So we got to find some purples, some blues for the sky. These are for like grasses and trees right here. This is for the water, and then we got the rocks and some of the high key things for the fence coming in over here. These are just pieces of these greens and yellows coming down here with white, really high key. We're up there around 1s and 2s. This is just almost blue and white. This is alizarin and white. This is Terra Rosa and white. These over here are the flowers. Basically, they're just cad red and Venetian or cad red and alizarin together. This is on the red side, cad red side. This is on the alizarin side, coming down with some white. You can see how cool this becomes. This one cools off a lot too. So you got a dark, you got a medium, you got a cool, you got a warm, and then you got over here. This one I added just a little bit of this purple from this phthalo green. So basically, it just has a little phthalo green in it. So it came phthalo green and the alizarin came down with white. You see the alizarin side. And then I added over here just to give me some shadows. And then I'm not sure what I did here. Got this nice color. Oh yeah. This was going to be go up in here in the sky and stuff, but I didn't. That was oxide or Terra Rosa and blue coming down here with white. I kept it right there because I was hoping it was going to be in these clouds, but didn't make it. I also took a little bit of this alizarin and cad red together, put in some ochre, and then added white to get skin tones, to get some skin tones for the girl. Everything else I'll be using backgrounds up here. Oh, there we go. There's our palette. Not too many colors. Always a lot of colors, so no matter what we do. All right. Any questions? All right, we're moving on. We gotta paint this baby up.
I have a question. I was on mute. Sorry.
Okay.
I have something called Transparent Earth Red, and I'm not sure if it's a Gamblin paint. Does that equate
I
to
wouldn't know.
anything that we have been using?
Never used it.
Okay.
But is it nice? Transparent colors are really usually pretty good.
It looks kind of like a transparent Venetian-y type thing.
That's nice. That would be good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You could use that
All
in
right.
place as long as you're, you know, the thing is trying to be consistent with your paints. You know, that you're not
Yeah.
just, you know, picking out a bunch of colors. This way, you know, when you do have to go back and repaint and stuff and you don't have the colors, you sort of can mix them up pretty simply. Because, you know, you sort of can tell what colors are in there instead of going through. So being consistent with your painting be good.
I'll try it.
Nothing.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine. That'd be interesting to see. Let's see. Let me turn these things going back here. Okay, coming back. Gonna bring this in. Tip it up a little bit. Not that much. Right. Colors that I'm gonna put in here. Definitely, you know, I'm looking at the background color going, I want to keep it kind of clean. I don't want it to, you know, be too warm. I don't want it being too cool. So I kind of need a neutral. That's why I would kind of think about a red in here. I don't mind having some of these greens knocked down and stuff. And I don't think it's going to affect the sky too much. So if I did a Terra Rosa and oil for my colors, I should be fine. I said, Terra Rosa is a lot stronger, I thought. I mean, I thought, you know, Venetian's strong. And Oxide Red's really strong too. So I don't know what it is. Kept thinking these colors were a little, you know, there were a big difference between the power of each one of these guys. Okay, so I am gonna keep it a little lighter. I'm not gonna go like super heavy color. You know, I'll go up here a little bit darker and then I'm gonna just bring it down. I don't want too much in here. I mean, I want it toned, but it's going to be pretty high key. I think this kind of red, though, would probably be nice for the rocks and stuff like that. It's going to help the rocks a lot in the beginning and move them around. So. All right, so I'm just going to rub this out a little bit. You know, the placement of the girl I did, you know, I just, like I said, I just got lucky with her. She just kind of like walked into the middle of the scene as I was shooting, photographing this shot, because this is what, 1 second, I didn't tighten everything down tight enough. I was working on a big old painting this week. And I had to have it all the way down here. Oh man, you wanted to go. I did not have that all the way down. Oh, you bastard. 1 second. Easel problem. Easel problems. I'm taking this all the way up. Yeah, yeah, of course I have my board on here that decides, first let's heat into this thing just right. There we go. Jesus. Stop. Ugh. So that was class. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Mine's hanging by a thread too. I don't know what I thought.
I can hand tighten these things as much as I want, but I swear they just don't ever feel tight. Oh, see this? Oh boy, they just loosen up on. I just tighten those things and they're loosening up. All right. A little fun, that stuff happens. I'm just going to wipe this off now. Instead of taking all that time, sorry about that. Mechanical difficulties or technical, right? Yeah. All right. Well, at least I got everything off. Yeah, I was mentioning I was working on a bigger painting this week, really kind of big landscape. And I was working off a regular canvas because of the size. And so really found out where there's a huge, huge difference between working on a linen panel than working on regular canvas, stretch canvas. They don't hold paint at all. I cannot get paint to stick. I mean, I put it on there and it's so thin. I mean, worked harder building up paint than painting. It's like, didn't like that. Because these guys are pretty smooth, but they don't just really hold paint so well. What a difference. Okay. Really look for that horizon, find your horizon. It's always good to have that thing pretty straight going across here. See, being able to paint a straight line. That's why I'm an artist. That's the whole reason. You can paint a straight line. Yeah. Okay, so that's just that little Z pattern here, Going back here, works out. We know she's going to be in this one sweet spot right here, about 1/3, 2/3, 1/3 this side, 2/3 down, 1/3 over. That's where she's going to always be. I just know where she's going to be then. I don't have to, she doesn't have to be, in there. Big wave going right there. The fence, that means the fence comes right about the middle of the painting. I'm going to push it over just a hair over. And then this guy pretty much goes even with the horizon line, the top of the fence. So I'm just going to give it a slight more angle down though, just to, well, maybe I could go angle up too. I might go straight. It just kind of feels kind of boring. That's the thing, is looking at these two parallel things. They work good in a photo. They work fine. You don't worry about it. But when I start putting a straight line against another straight line in a painting, that kind of gap there, you start to notice being equal and things like that. So just tipping this guy down just a hair, going down was fine. Perspective wise, it's really no big deal. And then the fence, big bush right in here. Not even that big a bush. Rock right here. Dirt. Another rock back there. Rock comes up a little higher. Try not to. All right. When I do things like rocks and things like that, you can get away with a lot of stuff on rocks, but I'm just basically looking at shape. I mean, what I recognize as shapes and stuff. This rock here, yeah, it feels like a piece of pie. Basically, it's just a, triangle with coming down a little bit, almost like a piece of pie. So I'll make it a piece of pie. This one's almost the same thing, just a little bit aged piece of pie that just a little shorter, a little rounder edges. Here, these guys are just basically rectangles coming down here. These guys, round one here at the end. So I'll get those guys. I don't want to lose too much grass, so I'm going to keep pushing this guy up a little bit. Push everything up a little bit more. And I can just, move that stuff all up. Okay. These guys I'll catch at the end anyway. As long as I have this little area here, this little rock there, flowers here, and other flowers coming up here, roses on the thing, and the tree's definitely going to be over here. A little greenery here to keep on sides, flowers, and the girl will be right in there. We'll try to paint her pretty quick, pretty easily. Try to. Slight little bump here for land there. And you got flat things here. I don't, as you can see, I'm just trying not to draw them in really hard because I don't want to leave too many lines here. But that's right there is the clouds right up here. There's kind of two little fingers coming across the whole thing here. That's all they are. Water, definitely we're going to start with the water. Start with this dark water, which is the blue on the blue side, working it down to the green side. So I'm going to start off with a really strong scumble of color of this is phthalo green and blue. This is on the blue side, and I'm going to follow my line across here and just turn it to blue. Okay. Now I'm going to take that color and work it down about halfway into the painting. One of the things about this, just a little bit of oil. You can see how dry it is because I took it really, really easy because I didn't want to have this warm red kind of in here affecting these blues too much. They're going to knock down the color, barely any at all. Then. So I'm just going to rub this in, thin it out, run it down about halfway. When I get after it get halfway down here, I'm going to start thinning it out with oil. Right now, I want just a nice, clean line going across. And I'm just going to bring it on down a little farther, like I said, down to here. And I'll just thin it out with a little bit of oil on my brush. And bring it down a little bit farther. So we're not going to worry about the tops of that thing. So basically, I'm just going to paint this area here. I'm going to switch over now and go with the green side. So it's more a little phthalo green blue, but it's a little more green in it. And come back in about halfway up. As you can see, just this mixed with the white of the canvas comes pretty close to the color. So, you know, we're pretty close. We're ready. And as long as I keep going, follow that line, going back and forth, I'm not going to be giving it a lot of extra, vertical strokes. It's going to be pretty much horizontal at an angle stroke here. It should be pretty clean. See, none of these. I didn't do any of those. And you can just see, even when I put this over that red, right in here, gets really close to what I got, what I need. So it's always great to build transparency into your painting like that. Just by realizing that I don't really need to do too much more here. There's a few heavier spots of brushes of space, but a lot of that stuff's there already. All the colors underneath there. Even this stuff up there, that's, pretty doggone close already. But I try not to go with too much white at this point. So I'm not going to be diving into the white yet. I'm going to go over here and get the shadows and stuff now. Start working the shadows in this side and up here a little bit. I'm not going to worry about the trees yet, but I'm going to get the shadows for the bushes and rocks and things in here. Give me some things. I'm going to switch over and go to a little phthalo green and alizarin. And again, just thinned out a little bit, not too thick. And I want to get the shadow under this rock here. Give me a good spot. And that's in the phthalo greens. I'm not going to, like I was talking about, I'm not going to go really super dark on this. This is pretty much it. And I want to get this in kind of smooth too, I think. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to put a little bit of alizarin and phthalo green mix. The very first colors we mixed up, right in the middle of this shape. So it does get a little strength in value in the middle of the shadow.
The bush, Jim? Jim, is that the bush that you're doing? Is that the bush right now?
Yeah, this is the bush right in here. Yeah. Good idea. Just want to get that shadows in there, and then I'll build everything else on top. I'm just going to scooch down. That's pretty much it for that color. It's going to go probably up here and do the line of this. It could, it's a little bright. It's a little too dark to put it in a few places. Also, wait, sorry, but I'm not done with that color. God dang it. Definitely a shadow inside this bush. You paint this bush. I'm gonna put it on the red side. Right in here. If you put it on the red side, that bush, the shape of that bush, just for there, right to that full area. You can probably go one step darker. That means it might be just here too dark. Bring it over here and use it. Okay. That's good. The next color, I'm just going to go over to my other darks. Now I got some blue and Terra Rosa. And this is on the Terra Rosa side, the red side. Definitely I would look at these rocks here. Think about the sides of them, just bringing them down to square. It's just one big stroke to start off with, right? And we're gonna, just get the basic shapes. And then we'll come back and tear the shape apart a little bit with the secondary colors. So just to put things in place. This is the shadow on this one big rock here. Nice thing is when you got these colors, the shadows around here, they're just going to grab into this color a little bit. Pretty much did everything I needed on that rock. Then I'm going to come over here and just think about this area here, just these rocks coming out. This is just me. I'm sure you guys all work a little different than I do. I want to get just a little bit of red on top of this rock too, the top edge, top face of it. Top face of it has a lot of red showing through. So more Terra Rosa. Terra Rosa is good for this kind of stuff. It kind of grays out nicely too when you hit it with some white and stuff. Slight rock backer behind it too, but then you got the big one. I didn't even do this. See, that's he's so pale at this side, at this point, this rock here. He's so pale, you don't even see. I didn't even, he doesn't even really pay attention that much. He's definitely on the yellow side though. Okay. Simple little things. Now I got a little Terra Rosa on my brush. I got a little bit of, blue in it and mixed in there. I'm gonna paint that, work on this fence a little bit. Basically, I'm not gonna worry about the slats at all. I'm just looking at blocking things in quickly before I use white. Let's see, this is just Terra Rosa and blue. And I was thinking of putting in the shadows. I'm thinking about the shadows going back in here, getting a little bit of darkness in here. Right. Starting off with that, maybe going to the Terra Rosa side. As I get to the light, go a little bit redder. I'm adding just a little more Terra Rosa to this to really make a difference in I have so much blue on here. Going a little bit different, about halfway or so. And like I said, pretty thin. As you can see, I'm drawing it out pretty far out. And I'll come back. There are some beautiful shapes in here. On top of this top edge of this fence. But these colors here are going to be really nice to end up doing a lot of this, the trees and stuff in this little swatch of colors right here. You can see the phthalo green and the purple and this red purple here. They'll be really nice into these really parts of the trees going up there. Okay. Let's see. Trying to make sure I got everything in here before I really don't want to go to my yellows or anything that kind of colors too early. You want to stay with the cooler colors, build your depth, and then work towards them. But so that's why I'm not going to go with my yellow greens or put any of those guys in yet, because they will just they're going to start dirtying up the painting as they go. And this is just a nice way to keep it very clean quality going in your painting. All right, so basically I'm going to go with my lighter colors. basically a step down to my number 7. The things that came down to a number 7 value in these things. So and we're going to go basically. I got the basics in of this. One of the things too. Maybe I'll just. This is just that land. I'm going to cheat it just a little bit more green than it is, because I figure that it's going to get touched up so much. I might as well cheat it. Okay. I'm going to start off again my blue and phthalo green mix. This is on the blue side, number 7 value, second tier down colors. Just more on the blue side, so it's really a dark, dark blue. And I'm just gonna see if I can run it across here. Yeah. See if I can straighten out a few things here. A little bit more, bring it down. See, I'm trying not to have it scratch right there. It's like something in the paint right there. I want to get rid of these lines right at the top. And do that again. Let's start getting some opacity going in here. Definitely come down with that about halfway into the shape here, this water shape. And then I'm going to switch over to the phthalo green part, where it's more blue, more phthalo green than blue. And have that bring me home at the bottom here. Just, it's still a little dark. Well, let's see what happens here. That'll just give me that transparent feel right here. It's right there. Okay. Lighten this area up. Just pulling a straight line with your shoulder. Probably need to go a little lighter yet in the blue, I think. Right back in here. Not bad. Just a hair lighter. A few spots. Not the thing to do. Do not recommend mixing with your brush like I just did. You'll never get the right color. Takes forever. Don't get a consistent color. So, half of it is just keep going over and over and just pulling it out a little bit. It's not hard, but it's just, at this point, it's not really what I want to do, because I still got to do almost the same thing to the sky. Okay. As I get down here, though, definitely want to move it to. Let me see what this is what I'm thinking about down in here. Just a little bit cooler. This is a phthalo green and alizarin right in here. This is going to be right in this area right in here. It's just going to go in here and then just have it drift into the flat part of the water here, right in this area, just a little bit. Like I said, I'm just barely pulling it. It's not the right. There's a few other warmer colors that are going to go in right in here, but you want to get these cool colors in here. Definitely don't see the color I'm looking for. This green is off the grass. It's basically phthalo alizarin and no, this is not alizarin. This is blue and phthalo green with yellow in it. That's all this is on the blue side. And I want to get that right here into those colors. It's kind of going over a little bit of that purple phthalo green. So you're going to get a little bit of mix and match here. Basically what I want to do is get transparencies going on in here. I don't want both. I want both to play at the same time. So instead of, just leaving a little bit of room here and there when I put in the color, so you get both colors popping against each other. You can see really close to the same value. When you get rid of that the yellow, when you squint and get rid of the yellow, you can see that they're both about the same value. And that's what's going to give you this little shake of color in these areas. And that's what you're supposed to want. Okay. Now I got green on my brush. I'm going to keep going. Let me see if this is, I didn't really, that's what I was talking about when I was doing this, is getting this, putting this green on top here. But that's cool. I just hit it a little sooner than I thought. Let me see, I might be a little bright though. I might have to come back and darken a piece of this green up a little bit. Didn't really mix it right. I probably had to add more blue green to it. What I'm going to do is just do the second run of wave here now, right behind this one, and then do the third run, and then everything else is just going to be a little scratch going across. I probably have to change to a bristle brush to get it right, but I'm going to just line my brush up and just pull it at a sideways angle and just let the paint start to come off this way. Get a few up here. You can see my brush I need to get a little bit of height. Running in too much of a straight line. I need to pop it up a little bit. And you see what the green does back in here as it gets to these other colors. It's just a shift of warmth against cools. That's going to make this color stand out. And I might have to go a little bit lighter. That's where I might have to go with that little lighter green. There's just going to be touches there. I'll look back in here and just get a few little deeper little areas. You're going to find more towards right here at the crest of the wave. You're going to find just a little bit cooler, darker green is what we were using back in here. Now, there's still some blues we're going to be putting in here because we got to get this flat part of the wave right here. And when you put that in, these other ones will be able to drape it, create the rest of the wave features pretty nicely. Okay, so yeah, a lot of greens going back in here. Probably bristle brush would work better because it's going to give it a little tinge. So let's try that. Big bristle brush. Just a little bit of paint. And I'm going to run these my lines parallel with this line. Till they get back in here, and then I'll flatten them out. A lot of this stuff in here, like this little teeny stuff here, is not going to matter because it's going to get covered up. As soon as you put something over these things, it just starts to go away. That's pretty good right there. I mean, I was talking about doing this too, going with a little bit bluer background back there too. Not sure if this is it, but I'll try it. What I want to do is just this. The bristles should give me a little bit more of a streak. There we go. Just gonna have to lighten it up. I'll lighten it up. Definitely feel like it's dropping there. See, this is straight where I am. I'm painting at an angle, and that's straight. So getting over it. So you can see the too much white showing through here, just a little bit, not rich enough. So I'm just going to keep playing with it. Sometimes I just, for some reason, there's this right there. It seems like brush can't get into this little area for some reason. Anyway, this is what I'll be doing, just taking off this brush a little bit here and just running it flat across the side, this water a little bit here and there to create everything. All right. That's pretty good. That's good enough. Going back to my big soft brush. Let's get the sky in. That will help a lot. This brush doesn't have any green on it yet, so it's nice. I mean, any yellow greens on it. So I can do the purples nicely and things like that. Definitely want to start off with I'm going to start off a little more purple. And right here at the edge here of I'm going to get this in. And I'll work it up to the sky. This line will be blurred out too, a little bit when we get there. This color is phthalo green and alizarin with white. It's on the alizarin side, so it has just a little kind of a gray, cool gray to it. Run it right on top. It's just right underneath that cloud too here. This other one here. This is, you know, it looks a little too dark right now. A lot of times that's just because of the background. When I put a dark blue purple on top of that, which should be the next color. Now when I start putting this on top of that, the value of this other color raises a lot, so it lightens up a lot. And then I'll go and put in the sky, which is just up to a certain point. And then I'll start my
What colors
green.
are you putting in right now, Jim?
This is blue and just a little bit of Terra Rosa to it. That's really almost blue. And I want to put, just going to get that in here. Like I said, also I want to keep these colors clean and clean. Right now, really kind of smooth. I can always lighten up the patches of these things. Add a few more colors if I need to, if this doesn't turn out to be as beautiful purple. I'm only going to go to there because so it's a little grayed out purple, blue purple right now. It's not a real beautiful color. Well, so let's see when we do that, and let's put it in, start putting in the sky. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to switch over and go to basically the watercolor we made up, phthalo blue and green with white. A lot of white. This is like to number 3 value. And I'm just going to work it up top here a little bit, taking place of, you know, I know there's going to be some green trees up here. So I'm just going to run, not going to waste all my color up here in those greens. Just get the halfway of that what big shape down, knocked down with that color. So it's basically blue and green on the blue side. So it's a very nice, beautiful little aqua color. And I'll work the, you know, trees into it a little bit, so I'm not putting it too heavy there. Waste paint. I'm just gonna soften this last edge here, so when I put in the lighter colors, you know, they'll have something to beef up. This color here, though, might end up being in here too, because this is like a sky hole. Anything right in here, because of that could look be too bright when I put this other color. Is really there, but if you put it there, it's going to jump out. So this is on the phthalo green side of blue in white. So it's really that aqua color that's there. Really can see it in here. So I'm going to build that at the bottom of this color of the place it's supposed to go in here. And I'll work that up. So I almost meet that way. I can, you know, get a nice gradation, but I want to get this. I don't want to keep cleaning my brush, and I don't want to keep polluting my color. So I just don't want to go so far with it. Until I get to that point where I need to go, and then I'll just work these two together a little bit. Couple vertical hits, and then boom, a straight line. Vertical hit, boom. Goes very quickly. See this color here too. This is what we're basically you're gonna find in the water too. It might be just a hair too dark for the water, but hey. And then I was saying also in this area here, in between these guys, these two. I already put some in here, but I can go back in here. See about putting in the rest of this cloud. Kind of keep it kind of simple, you know, brush strokes, you know, nothing too crazy. I want to keep it kind of loose. So even this, I did not clean out my brush really great. So I'm still picking up a little of that phthalo green and blue mix. Soften a couple edges. Then just leave a little craziness too here in the going down. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, might have to lighten this line up a little bit. I'm gonna lighten that up. I know this. Oops, not that line. That still a little dark. Doesn't go back, so it's gonna have to have a little more light in it. That's okay. Those are things you notice, but you want to you'll take care of them all at the same time. So this is starting to work already without doing much. Feel good about that. The fence I didn't do anything to, and that's working. I mean, it's going to be nice. So I'm just looking for colors before I go to my greens and stuff and get, you know, my yellows and greens really heavy. Because, you know, just looking. All right. Let's switch over to a different brush. I'm going to go with a regular bristle brush, regular size bristle brush, and put in some of this grass, I think. I'm going to go with a little brownish tone underneath. So this is Cad Red, Phthalo Green. I'm putting in here at the edges, coming of things, rocks and things. I'm gonna work this in here. Just a nice warm little color. I should have added white to it too, because I will have to add white to it. Because when I do it, because it's going to end up being a nice, real putty kind of color. That's going to be it's a nice rock color. I'm going to look for darker spots on the rocks. I can put this color in too. Now, I'm talking about this one being like a piece of pie. I only want to, you know, basically 1 or 2 strokes. Don't want to get too carried away with the colors. Just want to get it in the right spots. Because if I go everywhere, color's gonna just kind of blend together. I want it kind of marbled almost when I being able, so it feels more natural. Just looking for a few warm areas. You can put this color. Sometimes just getting some of that dark browns and these greens, and these grasses here. You know, when we go to grass, you can just see almost the green coming out of this color. And I didn't do, you know, it's just red and phthalo green. I'm going to go to the green side now. This is more shadow areas too. Think about these little bit shadowy areas in the grass that are not huge. These are not the really cool ones, but they're just like patches of warmth, green in here and stuff. Getting those guys in a little bit because they're going to get wiped out a little bit too when I get the next round of lights go in here, but they will show through a little bit. And that's the thing, is it's always those little bits things that show through and mix up. We just will add a lot to a painting like this color. And I'm shooting myself right now going, this needs to go up here, and I'm just wiped out with a whole pile. And it's easy to remember. It's just phthalo green and cad red. One on the red side to make it brown. Red, you know, green, brown. And then the other one just leaving it at more a little bit of a, on the green side. But just kicking it off the total red side. I mean, totally green side, so just warming it up. Because phthalo green's a little cool as it is. So, like I said, I didn't take those guys down. So I'm going to, at this moment, bring them down here and just add a little bit of white to them. But I really think this color, yeah, when you get it there, it's going to end up being a lot of these putty colors of the rocks there. And if you keep adding just a little warmth to it or something like that, you're going to get the green side, but you can get, you know, a little more red into it. I probably should have done the same thing with the green oranges too. Okay, 1 second. Gosh, I did not mix much of that paint up. These are really good kind of rock colors, and I didn't mix them. Yeah. That one out a little bit more. So basically I'm taking both the cad red and phthalo greens, I mixed up new bigger pile, basically. I needed some more paint, and then brought them down and add white to them. Because what those guys are going to do is when they get light enough, you get to get this kind of a nice grayed out color, warm color. That's perfect for rocks. You know, just going to try and have more than, God, I just made it like a brush, no more than a brush stroke of each. But it's good to have those colors, because you got to have these midtones to just kind of build this area. Take this up just a little bit. I'm running my wave right into that. Wave's going to come down a little bit. I don't want the same height as my thing here. I like the wave though. Just don't want to waste it all, you know, in here. So push it down a little bit so they doesn't run too perfect with run into this top of this fence here. I could probably take the fence up a little bit too. Just blend this out a little bit higher. There were some of these fixes, but it will make mud quicker than it does everything else. So definitely trying to not to get there. All right. So I got some rock colors made up. I got some better my greens again. I do have green on here, so I'm going to start building a little bit of green out here, going up here with the this. Let me see how this one goes. I'm thinking about it on this side of the bush here, and what I want to do here when I leave dark, I don't want to wipe out all my darks, basically. So I'm just going to hit the highlights basically on this bush here. Like I said, I don't want to wipe out. I'm gonna have to push everything back. I made my bush way too big. 1 second. Take off about half of this bush. It's just wiping out my area for everything else. And it's not that important. It's not like a fabulous bush or anything. Okay, so I push that back. Now I'm going to bring the highlights back in here. Just shrink everything down. I just get carried away sometimes when I'm drawing. As you can see, I don't draw things out really noodle them out or anything. Basically, I want to keep this dark in here as much as possible in the center of this bush. So if I use a bristle brush, I'm going to leave a lot more of it when I do these outside areas, because there are some blue or green, red, just some regular greenish ones that are hitting in here. So we're going to just planning it out where I'm going to put those things ahead of time, just in pushing them, so I don't lose all this dark area. And that'll be it. So I went with a warmer green with more yellow. So that was a cad orange and phthalo green on the outsides of this bush. And then a cooler green, which was a blue green, blue phthalo and blue with cad yellow in it for this. Same over here. I'm not going to touch any of this stuff yet. It's too early. But I wanted to get that guy in a little bit before I could get to the things behind it. So I can mush those guys into it. I'm going to need a little bit different brush for that though. With a little smaller brush. All right. So I'm going to work the wave in behind it a little bit. So I'm going to have to bring in some of that down. What color was that? I think I used phthalo green and alizarin mix with some white. That. So I'm trying to get a little bit darker in here, right around the rock, coming in. So it's just phthalo green, and then with the alizarin with white. Then I'm going to come over here with Terra Rosa and blue on Terra Rosa side, a little purplier color, and get that in here, coming in lower. Need a little greenish in. Need to be a little greener. Yeah, she needs a little warmth right here at the bottom here for it. Gonna crash into some more waves. They're right down in here. I want to get that in there. So yeah, the colors are just gonna be mixing a little bit of colors here together. In fact, this color I'm using right now is not, it's phthalo green cad red with white. It's on the cad red side right there. Yeah. I was going to use it on the rocks, but I'm also finding it in this wave, flat part of the wave right in here. You're going to find it. And I want to just draw things through lines. Basically, I'm not going to be trying to push it and melt it. I mean, mend it too much. I'm just going to be drawing a few lines going through up here and leaving them. I'll touch that one down just a hair bright. So I touch it a few times. I'll lighten it, darken it up a little bit. Little pieces of things. Okay. Just trying to get a little bit of things in here. So we got the sky in, that's pretty good. So, and then this putty color, this color too. Man, this color, like I said, on some of these rocks, like I was hoping on, like this piece of pie one. You know, really, you know, running it over that dark here. You know, figured that it was going to do a lot of this stuff right here. Needs to be a little brighter, but that's okay. I think I got some more white to cover it up. So that's a color I was thinking was going to work for most of these rocks. These tandem of, you know, blue greens and, I mean, red greens, and should do it. Think about anything in the shadow. When I do rocks in the shadows like this, I'll probably be going with the more green version of it, of the red green. Now, I'm gonna have basically the highlights of the rocks are gonna really do a lot of the cutting out on these things because they are getting a little burned out. But I think that this basically a strong shadow on, you know, one side with the highlights should be enough. Just softening out areas here. Before I go to my lighter colors, I want to just get these things in. All right, definitely gonna start back up top now. Now these are my phthalo green and cad red mix. I'm gonna rub it up here a little bit. I don't want it to come quite as far down as that's in the photo, so I'm not gonna, you know, just gonna have it, you know, come into the edges. It has to come in just enough to make sense for the painting. That's the thing you know, more than just one leaf up there. So, you know, I got to bring it down to about an inch, inch and a half into the painting, thinking that there's probably going to be a frame that's going to be in here taking over. Also going to cut off about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to have a droop in it here. And this is where I don't want to touch the sky too much, but I just want to take advantage of the wet paint. So when I touch it, it's going to be push down, pull up, and it's not going to be a squish too much. And this will take care of a lot of those twigs and stuff that are in there. So I'm not messing up the paint totally up here. And then just so far, this color is only like, you know, green and red. I haven't done the green part yet. And then it's just going to get a few highlights. I'll just go back and just soften this a little bit. Soften the edges. I should get a lot of the interplay color. Okay. Now the green, this is more green, red, green, brown. Definitely you're going to find a few other spots in here too, but you know, not that much. And then after that, it's just like yellow greens and stuff. When we start putting those guys in, you know, the painting will be 3/4 there. Because all of a sudden this starts to make sense up here and things like that. Trying to get it a little spotty right now. I'm trying to get it a little spotty-ish with the two colors. You know, so I do get a little bit of a play. Okay. Okay, that's good for that area. I might see about a few darker areas down in here, because everything else is going to be, you know, pretty bright. Red, green. So kind of like it's kind of a brownish color. So you guys were right. I know you guys were talking about it. It's too brown. It feels brown, but yeah, this is a red brown. It's a red brown. It's you know, just going to have a lot of green in it. Okay. I do need a couple good strong spots of it. You know, in here. Not many. Now I talked about doing some things here, so I'm not going to try and just blend it out a little bit. It's hard to blend anything off very nicely with a bristle brush. Without a lot of paint. Right now we're so thin. But we're going to be building up the paint really quickly. Speaking of that, we probably should be getting along with that. So let's do that. I'm going to get to these yellow greens and stuff down here. I think I was going to go with a, see how bright this is. Because I got the red green in here and stuff already. So, you know, when you start putting in the real greens going in here, definitely want to keep it a little spotty. So I'm going to make sure I get a good amount of paint on a few spots. And then I'm going to look over to the shadow, other areas, and I'm going to keep it a little, use my rest of my paint up there. But I want to keep good, clean areas of paint. I don't want them all to be the same. So getting here at the bottom, you can't even see this, so I will only get a little bit of paint. Switching over to a slightly different, warmer color of yellow. This is more on the cad orange side coming in here. Getting a few spots coming up. Find a few spots where light's coming in, where it's going to be a little bit brighter. That's about it. Maybe over here, just using what's on the brush to fill in this area here. Soften edges too, especially when you're coming off the painting right here at the edges and stuff. Keeping those little edges just a hair softer than anywhere else. Or, you're not calling a hard line or anything like that to come off your paint. That's a little cool. Mix it up with some of this orange. Yeah, it still looks cool. Needs more red in it. This was a phthalo green and blue with yellow in it. Just came off a little too cool. I don't mind having a little bit of coolness I was trying to get in here. Should have a lot more red in here anyway, so I'm going to take it really light because I think I'm going to have to put in some more red. So a lot of scratching taking over. But now I have that sort of in there. You can start to see when you start putting in greens in the right spots. They start to show up. Up here, I'm only going to hit a few spots. I can use a little of that green here, the cool green up here. And the sheet back parts of the branches here. Showing up the back in there and just give me some depth. Will create a little depth of coolness. Very few places where I'm going to get like a real good dab of color showing through. At this point, I don't really want too many of those anyway, because of I only want a couple. Okay. Well, that's about it for that. Okay. What I'm saying is that's enough of that. My bristle brush right now I'm pretty much done with. I think a lot of this other areas I'm going to be doing now are going to be more about the synthetic. It's funny as I work and stuff, I start to see color differently in the picture and stuff, I start to see some purples and blues and stuff in this highlights in this of the wave. And yeah, what we got here going is really good. I'm going to use a little bit of sky color first. This is this really color up here. This is that aqua color. And I'm going to start working on the wave and not worry about the girl. Because if I do this wave great, I can move the girl. I don't want if I want the wave to be the hero, I can move the wave. I can move the fence, up and down and stuff. I can slide her all the way over here. She doesn't have to be, right there. But hey, so basically, I'm going to go to the top part of the wave, and basically, I'm just going to use that. That aqua color to do it. Make sure it comes up a little bit at the end, so it's not too, so we get a little bit of movement to it. Yeah. And if you're doing big waves too, this is really about the same thing, just a lot bigger brushes, a little bit things. But get those kind of cools in there underneath, and then work to your warms, work to your pinks. Basically, there's going to be a lot of pink in there, and yellows, and greens. So I can use that there. The rest of this, there is some blue. I could do that as I'm going here and just, trail my brush off and just going through here a little bit. I'm going to hit right here too, right at the shoreline with a mix of the sky going in there, sky and blue underneath, right here at the shore, just right into that rock. Twisting my brush. Basically, all I'm doing is twisting my brush a little bit as I go. I'm going to go back in now with the pink. This is, let's see, this is alizarin blue, alizarin white. I'm going to touch it in. See how bright it is. It's working. I'm just going to push it, take it from the low part, push it up into that blue. So it gets full strength at the bottom of the wave. And then when it comes up, just in the middle and sections and stuff like that, you get a little bit of mixed color. As I go, I think I'm going to tone it down as I go. I'm going to go to a little more. This is probably alizarin and just a touch of phthalo green in it. As I go farther back on the thing, I'm just going to, so I can keep the lightness in the one part, half the wave, and then the back half. It's just going to be a little bit less gray. And then to hit that front end just one more time, right in the middle of these areas here. If I hit the yellow, white, this is yellow, white, basically came from cad yellow and phthalo green and red, that grass color I made up here. And I took a piece of that and just added a ton of white to it. And so it's, right in the middle of these waves, not at the too much at the bottom, but really right in the middle of these sections there. That's where that color shows. So I'm just going to do this little area. Right here is where the girl was going to be, but just in case I move her and stuff, I'm going to slide over. I'm going to look for a few spots at the very top of the waves too, for this yellow too. See how it goes in. Okay, over here, these little white caps and stuff, I definitely go back with pink. Yeah, anything on these guys, like up here, these greens. Pinkish white. That's as bright as I can get. I mean, that's as bright as this thing can get. I'm gonna run a little bit of blue white now in this middle section here, just to get reflections of color in from that strength of the lightness and the white reflecting into this water here. That's what helps. Just get a few more things, just barely pulling in some color over lightness into this area here coming down. So this stuff's building up pretty nice. This built up pretty nice, really quick. Definitely got to work back in here a little bit with some blue whites. And let's see if this works. Looks a little. Yeah, I guess a little pale. See, it feels chalky. Not enough color in it. Not enough color in it. Just too not enough richness. So it probably could go a little greener. Did not want. Thought they would counteract it. Did not do it. Okay. Little white, I mean, a little oil on my brush. And put a little oil so it doesn't blend quite as much. I can lay this color over it. Let's try one more spot. Leave it gap. I'm going to bring this color in right behind that first tier waves here. I'm not going to do too much back in here because I'm going to put the work on the fence next. Yeah, I don't want to do too much more right there because I got to come back in and do some tapping anyway. Got a little bit too many strokes happening. So I'm just drag a few straight lines through it. Okay. Got a lot of smooshy here. This got some nice colors, basically values. I got some good values in here. I'm going to take and pull out though some of these hierarchy areas here for this guy here. I kind of like this area here. Definitely would love to. I'm going to start everything, push everything back here a little bit, do a little finger work and move everything back a little bit. I want to keep the post here separate from the wave. There. So that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to move my post. I got the wave. I like the wave. I can move everything else really quick, easy. But if I can get that, knowing where that part is, that is, and then knowing that the other posts, you know, are going to go a little higher. Wow. I thought I'd have this whole thing painted by now. I didn't even got the girl. I'm so sorry. My clock just said it's noon. Did we start late? Wow. How's everybody doing?
You lost me a long time ago, Jim, because you know what? I'm on a little tiny monitor iPad, and I can't see what you're doing.
That's okay. You probably got a lot more painted than I did anyway. Then.
My sky
don't go.
so gloomy.
It can be. It just, you know, that's the way we work and stuff. At least the way I work on stuff. Yeah, it's going to feel very gloomy till you start putting the lights, and the lights don't come in till the end, where it just gets too dark and stuff. But this is how I'd start doing this. It's just like pulling out just the light areas here, just pulling all those guys out, and then coming back in and putting in the darker areas of these guys in like a blue phthalo green mix, almost like the water, maybe just a little bit of red into that color, just to gray it out a little bit. But that's what I do on the shadow areas, and then come back in and paint the lines in between the fences a little lighter after I get this shadow in. And like I said, also with the water, you know, it's not totally done back there. What I want to do there, you know, is use that to kind of make the tops of these the fence right. You know, it does stagger a little bit from one tall to a small, and they make little points basically if they, if you do it right, they got the lower fence piece of the fence has a little wedge cut into it, so it just creates this little channel stuff, and it's just one of those things they like to do on their island with their fences. So if you're gonna live on the island, you have to have that on your fence. So I'm putting in this blue green here, and they'll be done. I mean, I'll just do a couple pieces here for you because I wanted to show it off a little bit. This is where that bush is. It's supposed to be all the way over here. What am I doing? Boy, talk about bad layout.
I
Yeah.
did that too. And I have a ton of fence planks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
tried to keep those guys down. I think maybe that was it. Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm going to keep those guys in the blue green, and then I'm going to use the lightness of the colors back in here behind them to do this kind of areas here. That's just a little too light. Not a little. Should be warmer too. So maybe it's a purple. Yeah. Purple would work better back in here. Purple gray in these areas here, and then using
You're
the.
gonna have to be quiet, honey. Hold up my picture.
Okay, you want to. Somebody's telling me the class is over. We have to finish quickly. So
I'm talking to a dog that I'm looking at.
all right.
She is really something. She's a Westie.
Yeah, and she's not letting you do it.
She's very busy.
Busy girl.
Mine keep jabbing me too, telling me it's over. Like,
Yeah.
it's not over
Okay.
yet.
I just wanted to show you guys this little area here. Okay, I'll just finish up in what I'm doing here. How I'm going to paint these guys, creating these little W's going back and forth. And it tells me where everything else has to go up. But I'll show it to you. Basically, this is a little W coming up, and then I'll smooth out the back edge of it. So you can sort of see here. We shrink this down here, so you can see.
Ooh.
So you can start to.
Oh,
You see,
I
that's
see
how
that.
Yeah, and then I'll go back in and smooth out the top a little bit, and that'll be it.
The
Yeah.
fencing color, the bright color on the fencing that you added with the looks white, but what is in that?
In this one,
Yeah, to the left, the whitish color.
oh, right here.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I just used my eraser. I just erased it out.
Oh, you use
I
the
erased-
magic eraser.
Yeah, right
Oh.
here. This is like this, and then this one would have to come up all the way up here. So
Oh.
that's what this thing's great for, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. I missed that, okay.
Yeah. See, you guys got to pay attention. I'm always working here. So that's what I'll be doing and going through here. Definitely, this is really great for that because it really helps you start to put that stuff together. And you can see, but the color I'll be using there is a little Terra Rosa with white in it for most of that fence. It's a little cooler, or not as cool, but it's a little warmer. Sorry, than the pink that went into the wave itself. So it's going to be sit at a different spot visually. So that's what I'm shooting for. Okay. Who painted? Who did?
Oh, well, I did. This is Molly.
Yay, Molly. Thank you.
Let me try to turn it around.
Okay, Cindy, I know Cindy painted. You're gonna have to turn
Oh,
your.
no, you don't want to see this.
I'm gonna do Cindy first because
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
no,
bad.
you don't
Molly
want
has
to
to
see
turn
this.
on. Molly has to turn on her video, her camera.
There we go.
There you are.
You don't
Come
want
on.
to see this. I stopped painting a long time ago. You don't really want to see this. I got so lost.
Okay,
All
I
right.
understand. We'll go to Molly. Oh, look at
Okay.
you. You're such a
Oh,
pain in the butt.
that is awesome.
Gotta paint, but look, I don't have any of this in. Or you lost me so far. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
I
you
just-
don't need me
Ready
for
to-
that. You did great.
No, I don't know about great.
You have
I'm working on it.
You have a good thing, that's nice. You got to get it done for Valentine's Day so you can give it to your husband. Since you had
Oh my
your
God.
honeymoon there, right? There you go. See, I'm always thinking for you.
Where is that again?
This is Mackinac
Mackinac.
Island.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Cool
Yeah.
place.
All right. Okay,
No,
we'll go to
it
Molly
needs
then.
Okay. It's
All right.
pretty.
We'll see what Molly did. Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh.
Molly. Nice.
Wow, Molly.
Like I said, it looks very gloomy.
Oh yeah, of
No,
course.
it does.
That
What are
when
you
you
talking about?
change you got a little. You got it earlier. You woke up earlier than I did on this one. That's why.
That's good.
I shot it at I think it must have been like 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So you're basically at 8 o'clock probably or earlier. No, you just need to bring your you did a lot of well, I like those though. I like your fencing and stuff. You did a lot
Oh,
of
it's a little wonky. Like I said, I have so many planks. I made it different somehow.
That's okay. That is okay. No. It doesn't have to be this place. You're out in Seattle anyway. You want to be able to sell this anywhere else. It doesn't have to be that place. If you
Right.
a wonky fence is just as good. Just try to cool it off. I think they're basically to the point right now. You need a little more phthalo greens into that fence.
Okay.
I like the purple. That will take the curse off darkness out of it too. That's going to brighten it up. I really like a lot of the stuff you got going here. You got some good structure going in for the rocks and the plant. The wave looks good already. Got a good thing there. Make sure it's just take the fence up just a little bit higher at the back end where by the wave.
Okay.
So the two don't run too close together.
Yeah, they are
They're
close,
separate.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the height wise, so you have a good stagger.
Okay.
Really good line. I don't mind your good job on the clouds back there too. Just I went a little cooler. You know what? You went a little less a little grayer and stuff.
Right.
And that will make it a little different too. I don't mind your mountains back there. This could be a lot of other places too. This could be
Yeah.
Orcas Island
Yeah.
out there, or someplace out by you. And so
Mhm.
you could have a really better chance of selling this, if you don't put the bridge in, probably.
Right.
You can get rid of
right.
it a lot easier. Just work some sky back into the top, very dark areas of the water.
Right.
One
Okay.
little couple, see how cleanly you can drag one in, and you'll be good. It's going to be changed a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
Get the flowers and stuff. I figure you guys can get in the rest of the tree. I'm sorry about that too.
Oh, that's okay. So you will be putting though the trunks arching up and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Going to be putting them in.
You're going to be
That's-
posting this, right, Jim?
Yeah, and then I'll post it.
You good?
I'll try to get as far as I can. Jeannie, did you paint?
I did not paint today, but you know what? I'm finding that by watching you paint, I'm getting a lot out of it. So I will paint it because it's beautiful. Is this Coronado? Is that the Coronado Bridge?
No, it's the Mackinac.
Oh, the Mackinac Bridge. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's see. Allison, did you paint?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
I added the tree, but yeah. Anyway,
Oh, good job. Oh, wow. See?
Wow.
You
Wow,
even got
you're
the
on-
girl
you're-
in, oh my.
Yeah, she's on a roll, isn't she?
well, yeah. Well, the grasses and the tree, my greens are just awful. But I'm pleased with the girl because I really have problems with figures. But she's nice and tiny, so that worked out okay.
That's the thing about her too. Yeah, it was just the dots. Just get the idea of her in there, and you did that. That's beautiful. And I really like the colors. It feels like tropical already,
Yeah,
and that's what that place felt like.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
It's really good. Little things I would end up doing. Yeah, your greens. You got the right value. You just got to keep brightening them up. So more yellow into a lot of it. Maybe it might be a little more orange too here and there, but the base tone's good. Just work the lighter colors into it, and you might end up using more pure color than you want to mix and do a little bit more mixing on the canvas itself.
Yeah.
That will help out a little bit too. I would say at this point too, think about just a little more work on the top of the trees coming down while before the sky dries a little bit.
Yeah.
We're just talking just a little dribble of things, not too much. And then in your trunks of your trees, look for a little more color. Always look for a little bit more sky. Just a reflect. It just breaks it up. You want to break up the brown a little bit, so always put in greens or blues or something into the side of the trunks, just to break them up, so they have a nice interest to it too, or else they just kind of become, dark lines going through your painting. So really, what you're doing everywhere else, just think about that. Making sure your trees are all like the same way. Good job overall, and wow, good job on the person. Okay, I'm putting the person in because she did such a great job, and it really looks great. The waves got a nice feel to it, and you got some guts going in the water. Just a little bit more work everywhere else.
Yeah.
Just treat it like you did your lighthouse, okay? Because your lighthouse is great, really super. Congrats.
Okay, thank you.
Good start.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody got farther than me. I can't believe this.
No, not everybody, Jim.
Yeah.
Not
Anne-Marie?
everybody.
Yeah,
Anne-Marie, did you paint?
I did.
Yay!
Yay,
Yeah.
Anne Marie.
Oh, I didn't get very far.
That's why I wear a
I
baseball
know the
hat.
feeling.
Keep it pushed down.
I did not get very far, but I got a start.
Good. That's okay. Let's see what a good start looks like.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
That
awesome
you know,
start.
half of it is just getting when you get the colors in the right places. Yeah, you got to bend a few things and stuff, but you got the good colors in the right space. I like I like your swirl of a bush in the middle. That looks cool. I like that. And the things, okay. Yep. Watch how green you're gonna go in the wave, but that, like you said, you got a block in. That's pretty good. You got a block
I got
in.
a block.
That's pretty nice. Okay.
So I'll proceed.
Yeah, proceed. Nice job. And good luck with that dog watching.
Oh God.
Anyway. Okay, well,
Just disruptive.
they are. I will finish this up. I will finish it up today for you guys and post it tomorrow. And I'll do the little video, keep the video running so you can see how I lay out the rest of the colors and stuff. So I really thought this was going to be done a lot faster. I thought really, Oh, this is it. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4 colors in this thing, and yeah, it didn't work out that way.
You realize you say that every week, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Like, oh, this will be so.
yeah,
And we're
this
all
was
like,
supposed,
it is.
this was supposed to be our easy one. I know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you say that all the time.
Anyway, I will finish it up and post it for you guys to our page, and you guys can paint it if you want. It's been fun. All right.
The colors are fabulous. I just
They're beautiful. It was a beautiful
just
scene.
gorgeous.
It's
Yeah.
just
That's
a
what
few
I
of your
saw.
students, like you.
When you finish putting the roses in and the girl in, it should be just like a solid, beautiful little painting.
So
You know,
happy.
it has everything in it. That's what I liked about it.
No, let's
Wow.
rephrase that, Jim. When you finish putting the roses in and all, it will be a beautiful painting. I don't know about this one.
You can do. Oh, you be quiet. You guys have really great starts. I mean, congrats.
Thank
Just
you.
finish them off.
Well, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Well, then
Bye,
next week
everybody.
next year we'll figure something else. Next week we'll figure out something else, and we're on our way.
See you next
Thank you,
week.
Jim.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
week and happy Valentine's Day too.
Oh, yeah.
You too. Thank
See
you.
y'all.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye now.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.